And the footnote at the bottom, to crystallize their position as the subpoena's putative overbreath, meaning like it's these phone records they're requesting, it's too broad, yada yada, wayfarers indicating that the subpoenas as issued would problematically reveal whether Mr. Baldoni communicated with 5 mistresses or whether he had communication with 5 psychiatrists. What? Correct me if I'm wrong, Zach. Maybe I'm missing something. Where did 5 mistresses come from? Why are they alleging to that?
Basically, in their fight to prevent them from this very broad scope in which they wanted to subpoena these phone records, which I always kind of thought was a fishing expedition, and Baldoni's team seems to see it the same way. And so they, in a hypothetical, sarcastic way, kind of like were like, oh, like they basically threw this out there. And so Blake Lively's team is now taking that and putting this in the footnote, which they do this quite often. Her team in their footnotes are very shady. But to me, it was such an unnecessary dig that it shows that they're grasping at straws at this point. They're taking sarcasm that Baldoni's team put into trying to block this wide scope of subpoena in Discovery, and they're using that to make it seem like, oh, well, he must have something that he's trying to hide, but don't worry, we're not going to dig into the 5 mistresses, we're not going to dig into the 5 psychiatrists, like, he doesn't have to worry, we're not going to out all of his dirty laundry, which to me just shows that the fact that this is a letter that they're submitting to the judge and they're being this petty, and again, you can accuse Baldoni's team of doing this.
Blake Lively has found herself in the midst of a storm, and things are getting messier by the minute. In a shocking twist, her recently amended lawsuit has taken a dramatic turn. Buried in the footnotes of the legal documents, there's a bombshell revelation. She's fighting to suppress a subpoena, claiming she won't disclose details about Justin Baldoni's alleged 5 mistresses. But that's not all. This move seems to be part of a larger strategy to shift the narrative against Baldoni. What's really going on here? Is this a desperate attempt to gain the upper hand, or is there more to the story? Let's dive into the details. Shocking remarks about Justin Baldoni are now being exposed, and they're raising more than a few eyebrows. During the proceedings, Baldoni's legal team reportedly made a sarcastic comment, suggesting that if things continued down this path, Lively might as well accuse Baldoni of having 5 mistresses. But here's the twist: instead of brushing it off, Blake Lively seemingly took the comment seriously and ran with it. Now it's become a focal point in her amended lawsuit.
Claims he keeps doing, right? But now she's wild, crazy, as Reddit theories are noticing. There's this quote in this new filing that she did, and the footnote at the bottom, to crystallize their position as the subpoena's putative overbreath, meaning like it's these phone records they're requesting, it's too broad, yada yada, wayfarers indicating that the subpoenas as issued would problematically reveal whether Ms. Baldoni communicated with 5 mistresses.
Now, it seems Blake Lively is turning that sarcastic comment into a weapon. Sources close to the case suggest she's using the mention of Baldoni's so-called 5 mistresses as leverage, almost like a form of blackmail, to pressure his team into backing off. The implication: if they keep digging too deep, she might just expose these alleged mistresses, even though the entire idea originated as nothing more than a sarcastic remark from Baldoni's lawyers. It's a bold and risky move, blurring the lines between legal strategy and outright intimidation.
Basically, in their fight to prevent them from this very broad scope in which they wanted to subpoena these phone records, which I always kind of thought was a fishing expedition, and Baldoni's team seems to see it the same way. And so they, in a hypothetical, sarcastic way, kind of like were like, oh, like they basically threw this out there. And so Blake Lively's team is now taking that and putting this in the footnote, which they do this quite often. Her team in their footnotes are very shady.
This latest move in Blake Lively's lawsuit has everyone talking, and not for the right reasons. She's attempting to manifest allegations that at this point have no concrete evidence to back them up. It's a hypothetical threat. If you come after me, I'll dig up something damaging. But here's the twist: she's doing this to protect her own image, trying to prevent her reputation from taking a hit. In doing so, she's essentially mirroring the very tactics she's accused Baldoni's team of using, but she is doing all this by being a victim.
Oh, well, he must have something that he's trying to hide, but don't worry, we're not going to dig into the 5 mistresses, we're not going to dig into the 5 psychiatrists, like, he doesn't have to worry, we're not going to out all of his dirty laundry, which to me just shows that the fact that this is a letter that they're submitting to the judge and they're being this petty. And again, you can accuse Baldoni's team of doing this, and you can say they're shady and they use the media and they're leaking things and blah, 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 blah. But
she's doing what she's accusing them of doing.
Exactly. She's doing what she's accusing them of doing while also trying to still play the victim in this, which to me is the most preposterous.
Just as the legal drama surrounding Blake Lively reaches a boiling point, an old video of her has resurfaced, and it's adding fuel to the fire. In the clip taken from a promotional interview for one of her movies, The Shallows, Lively is seen making a shocking and insensitive comment, asking the journalist to take off his clothes. The video, now going viral, has sparked outrage, with many calling out her behavior as inappropriate and unprofessional. This couldn't have come at a worse time for Lively.
Bob Ross shirt. Take it off. Ah, I'm challenging you.
Do you want me to do it?
Yeah.
I'll do it.
No way. He's taking your shirt. See, I
just
take
gonna
my
tell
shirt
you.
off in this movie and my shorts, so it's only fair. This is the best thing that happened.
I'm also not in
to me
that great a
today.
shape. All right, so Blake, you give me new meaning here to what I'm bringing to an island if
Yeah.
I'm stranded.
Okay.
Blake Lively is facing an overwhelming wave of backlash, and the tide of public opinion is turning fast. With the viral resurfacing of that controversial video where she asked a journalist to strip during an interview, many are now questioning her own behavior and motives. Critics are flipping the script, suggesting that Justin Baldoni may not be the harasser she's made him out to be. Instead, they're pointing the finger at Lively, accusing her of being the one who's crossed the line. Andy Signore has joined the chorus of critics calling out Blake Lively, and he's not holding back. In a scathing take, Signore pointed out that even if the interviewer in the viral video might have been excited or willing to go along with Lively's request, she was the one in control of the situation. He argued that her actions were completely inappropriate regardless of the context. Signore didn't stop there. He also highlighted the glaring hypocrisy in her current lawsuit against Justin Baldoni. While she's making serious allegations against him, her own behavior in the past raises questions about her credibility and motives.
Let's just, again, the inappropriateness, the SH of it all, where Blake is the power, is the boss here in this interview in a way. Because when you show up to these junkets, I've done them, you have to do what the talent in the studio are sort of telling you to do. And she's challenging him. Take your shirt off from me. Ooh. It's just, look, typically I wouldn't care. I'd be like, oh, dumb junket stuff. But given all that she's complaining about, I absolutely care now because she just looks so hypocritical.
The fallout from Blake Lively's ongoing controversy is now hitting her where it hurts, her social media presence. Reports are emerging that she's lost a staggering 864,000 followers on Instagram, while Justin Baldoni, on the other hand, has gained over 220,000 new followers. The numbers tell a story of their own, and it's not a good one for Lively. Her team has tried to downplay the situation, claiming that bots are behind the mass unfollowing, but experts are quick to point out that bots don't mass unfollow. This is the work of real people walking away.
Blake Lively has lost almost 900,000 followers since the Baldoni It Ends With Us drama. Meanwhile, he's gained over 230,000. But wait, I thought this was all because of bots in a retaliation campaign. Here's the problem with that argument. Bots don't unfollow people. If it had actually used bot farms, they wouldn't be making her followers disappear. That's real people hitting the unfollow button. Bots might boost negative engagement, more comments, more views on bad press, but they don't erase nearly 1 million followers. That kind of drop, that's organic.
The Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni legal saga has taken more twists and turns than anyone could have anticipated, and it's far from over. What started as a lawsuit has spiraled into a full-blown public relations crisis for Lively, with her credibility, reputation, and even her social media presence taking a massive hit. The resurfacing of her controversial past behavior, particularly the viral video where she asked a journalist to strip during an interview, has cast a shadow over her allegations against Baldoni. Critics and commentators alike are calling out the hypocrisy of her actions, especially as she positions herself as a victim in her lawsuit. The backlash has been swift and severe, with over 864,000 Instagram followers unfollowing her, a clear sign that the public is losing faith in her narrative. On the other hand, Justin Baldoni has emerged from this scandal in a stronger position, gaining over 220,000 new followers and seemingly winning the court of public opinion. The contrast between their situations couldn't be starker. While Lively's team has tried to deflect blame by attributing the mass unfollowing to bots, the reality is that real people are turning away from her. This isn't just about numbers, it's about trust. And right now, the public isn't buying what she's selling. The case has also raised important questions about accountability and the power dynamics at play in Hollywood. Lively's attempt to use hypothetical allegations, like the sarcastic remark about Baldoni's 5 mistresses, as leverage in her lawsuit has backfired spectacularly. It's a reminder that in the age of social media and instant information, transparency matters more than ever. The court of public opinion is often unforgiving, and once trust is lost, it's incredibly difficult to regain. As this drama continues to unfold, one thing is clear: the fallout from this scandal will have lasting repercussions for both parties involved. For Blake Lively, the challenge will be rebuilding her image and regaining the public's trust. For Justin Baldoni, the focus will likely shift to maintaining the goodwill he's gained and moving forward from this controversy. Ultimately, this case serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of playing fast and loose with the truth, and a reminder that in the digital age, the truth has a way of coming to light, no matter how hard someone tries to bury it. What do you make of these allegations about Justin Baldoni's so-called 5 mistresses? Is this a serious claim with real substance, or is it just a trivial tactic being used by Blake Lively's team to gain leverage in this legal battle? What's your take on all of this? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. And don't go anywhere, because this story is far from over. More updates and buzz are on the way, so make sure to stick around and stay tuned.